Hey, this is Seanio. Um, this is the second interview that I'm doing for the Season 7 Paintball League, and this time I'm here with
Beats by Dr. Trey.
God. I love that name. I I I remember playing like pub lobbies, and I'd be like, "Well, I still call you Dre." Like I thought it was
I
Defeats by
get called
Dre.
so many different names, and it's partially my fault because when I initially put the name into my profile, I misspelled it. So it was Defeats by Dr. Tree or something.
Uh,
And then I changed it a second time to try to fix it, and I misspelled it again. I don't remember what I misspelled it to. So I get Defeats, I get Trey, I get Dre,
yeah.
you
I think
know.
that now you're known
I
as
just I
Defeats
just kind
though.
of yeah, I just kind of roll with any of them. It doesn't bother me.
I know that that's like the Beats, right? Like Beats by
Oh
Dre
yeah,
or
absolutely.
something like that.
That's where it came from. Yeah, Beats by Dr. Dre, defeats by Dr. Trey.
Defeats. Ah,
That's so
I
smart.
like
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, I like that. I was literally just about to be like, "How'd you get that, dude?" That's
Yep.
defeat. Dude, that's so. Okay, that's really good. I really like that. So I really want to ask, like, who are you? Just like, tell everybody. There's a lot of new players. I would say majority are just people coming in, and they might not know you. You're kind of quiet here and there. You don't
Yeah,
talk unless
that's
something
certainly
happens.
my persona.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
tell everyone who you are.
I've been playing Rec Room about 3 years. Pretty much only paintball. This is this is definitely my favorite game. So you'll see me playing all the time if you already haven't.
It's the best game.
A I'm one of the older coaches this year. I'm pretty middle aged. Kind of goes with the look that I'm going because I am older than most people that play this game. I think it's kind of funny that I look like a 70-year-old man. Um, so I've got wife, kids, family, the whole 9 yards. A little
Mm,
different. So I've got some real world responsibilities
yeah.
outside of here. But this is what I do. My downtime to kind of relax and unwind.
Oh, I really like that. Wow. It's like all the coaches have such nice things to say. Antonio was really nice about everything that he had to say, like how Rec Room was just like him, he was like, it's such a safe place for me. Like it's somewhere I can go to just like chill out, relax,
Yeah,
forget about stuff.
absolutely.
Like when I play, I'm like blood. Like I have to I require blood. Um so that's really nice. So another question that I really wanted to ask is you know, since I want to talk about coaching, since that's what we're really here to talk about for like the interview and stuff. Um, so since you're coming in as a new coach, you haven't coached before, and for half the roster for coaches this season hasn't coached. Texas, Burn coached Division 2 and he won, so I don't really count him as in it. But it's like technically Burn, you, Antonio, and Texas, just coming in. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel pretty confident in yourself knowing that
Oh yeah.
you're going in compared to all these people? Really?
I mean,
All right, we'll talk about
absolutely.
that.
Well, there's three things that really go into coaching. There's the leadership aspect, which you don't really need paintball experience to do that or not. Um, it might help a little bit, but I've been in the league for the past 2 seasons, so I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on that. The second part is the talent evaluation, and I feel like I'm confident in myself enough to where I think I'd fit right in at the top there. Maybe it's me being overconfident, but I think you should be when you're in this type of role. And then the third part is the drafting part. And that's the part that I think my inexperience might come into play a little bit to hurt me. Um, but I've tried to look at the past couple seasons and how that draft kind of unfolded to get kind of an idea on what to expect, and hopefully that'll help with that.
Jesus Christ, people are preparing. You're okay. I won't even lie. I thought you were like way underprepared for this, but it seems like that you're already preparing a lot. Uh, so what made you want to be a coach? Is it just because like you want to pick you out with your teammates very like meticulously?
Oh
Like you
no,
think that
no,
you
no!
could?
It has nothing to do with that. I've been on Gog's team the past 2 years. I think he's done a wonderful job drafting. I think most of the coaches, honestly, do a really good job drafting. Last year we had the most balanced teams we've ever had. I expect more of the same this year. Really, I wanted to give back to the community a little bit. I know managers put in a ton of time, officials do, coaches do, and I've had such enjoyment of this league the past 2 years that I wanted to be able to help provide that experience to other people. I actually signed up to be a Division II coach. I thought I'd be able to help out there a little more, with the caveat if they needed more qualified candidates for Division I, I'd be willing to do it. So it kind of ended up that way. Looking forward to it. I think Division I is going to be a more of a challenge in different ways, but I'm ready for it.
So it seems like that you're going to be playing this season. Then you're not going to
Absolutely, 100%. I would never miss paintball league.
Well, I really like that, dude. How you're saying everything also is so smart. I feel like, I don't know, like to me, I don't know, I don't know. Hearing you talk about this just makes me really happy. I kind of just thought like, not everyone has that kind of perspective. It is kind of like a kid's game and stuff like that. But I think that paintball league is very mature. Like I'm being honest, compared to like a lot of other leagues, paintball league is so mature. The management is so like well done.
Absolutely.
Like,
The leadership here definitely elevates this league, and I think because of some of the things they put in place, it kind of filters out some of the people that maybe aren't quite as mature as some of the other players, and that definitely helps.
Yeah. Actually, since we're talking about kind of the like that, rules have been announced by this point. I'm probably gonna get this out a lot sooner, so hopefully nothing changes by then. So one of the rules that I think is the most controversial rule that has ever been put in place, and there's been some really controversial ones with like there was that whole thing that happened in season 5, the playoffs, where Teal threw the flag out, but then they re-grabbed it.
Yep.
There was that big rule that happened. I was there. I got really upset about that. But I think that one that was, what do you think? What do you think I'm gonna say for it being really controversial?
Well, it's definitely not the glitch walking, so it's going to be
No.
the comms, obviously.
Yeah, bingo.
There's been a lot of talk on the Discord about that.
You know why? Because the season 6, I think. I don't know if it actually happened, but a sneaky who was talking about it. He said it's season 6 playoffs. I don't know if it was the finals game or the championship, but he said during the playoffs people were telling other like their teams like telling people where they are, which is it's just dumb. Like I don't know.
I
why
can
people
tell
do
you
that.
we didn't do it. I can't say for other teams, but for me, I'm a little torn on it because at one point, on one side, we haven't used Discord in our team for either season I've played, primarily because we've had players on Quest 2 who aren't able to use it. So we've been using the in-game comms, which have been fine, but even I'll admit that the quality is much lower on those than you get on Discord. So I know it's a big deal for Burn, and I understand why, because a lot of his game is being able to listen and figure out where players are based on that. So I don't mind if they keep the rule. I don't mind if they lose it. Doesn't matter to me.
I'm pretty torn on it. Hey, I've used Discord all 3 of my seasons for my teams. I've used Discord. It's been a huge part. And the comms, at this point that we're talking about right now, there's a lot of just glitches that happen with the comms. It's like actual glitches that can happen that just, it's like out of your control. Like one of them is just...
Last year was a big problem because a lot of the times they'd forget to set the settings right or something. So you could hear the other team when you were close to them.
Yeah.
And we had probably the first, I think, 3 games of the season last year that happened to us. And I think we were playing your team. And I was so sick of it, I ended up blocking your team. Because I thought that would just I thought that would just get rid of the problem, but
And
it
that was
ended up turning on
before.
visible because I've never blocked anyone
Yeah.
before. So I had
Yeah.
no idea that was going to happen.
Yeah, I have a photo of that because I took a photo because you can't block. Now I think it's okay because now the models still show like you don't go invisible anymore. But I remember taking a photo. We went crazy because we were actually I think we were losing. Like you guys were
Yeah,
like
we
shitting
were
on
getting
us.
huge. And we had to
Yeah,
restart the game because of it. And I was like, I was apologizing to my team tremendously because I was like, if we lose this game, this is 100% on me.
they did. lose that
Fortunately,
game, by
we
the
ended
way.
up winning it, but yeah,
Don't listen
it
to
would
his
have
side of
been
the
it would
story.
have been awful if y'all had actually won on the restart.
Oh, that game, I remember how heated I got that game too. I don't think I apologize at all because then I ended up leaving at the end because I was like, no way we just fucking lost. I got pretty tilted that game. Um, that's okay. That's in the past. It's the present. That was season 6. This is season 7.
Exactly.
So, yeah, the paintball league's management is, I would say the best. I feel that all other leagues should, even laser tag league and paintball league I think of the best. But laser tag league, I know there's been some controversy, and I don't know. They kind of switch in, switch out their league managers, and the only like for paintball league, it's been the same management since season 5, which isn't that long. It's season 7, but they added Horcrux. Season 4 they added Zizawar. Season 5 they added Horcrux, and then Joshi kind of stepped down, gave the server to Deadwool. Now Deadwool owns it, like he's the top dog, and you know even though Joshi doesn't do that much, and it seems that Zizawar doesn't do that much, I feel that as a team, they are like it works so well. Like, oh, I like kudos to you guys. Like
Yeah,
there's a
absolutely. They
lot
do
of
a
effort put
tremendous
into
job.
it. Especially like even though the planning they kind of take a year, you guys are kind of using the schedule from last year, but that's okay. I feel that
Just
you know,
please, 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 a fall season,
oh
begging you.
please. Well, the thing is with that is that they do off season for a month. There's off season for a month, and then they do teleport league, and then it's another off season. But the thing is with how
You could
long
squeeze
it
it all
took.
in. It's just tight.
Exactly, you can squeeze it in because there was enough time for teleport league to have 2 seasons before paintball league had another one. Like
Oh yeah.
it was so much time. Like, oh, that took way too long. Hopefully, you know, uh, we started earlier, like in season 8 earlier this time. Especially, I feel like that there's huge, like, not, I don't know. Hopefully there's more players than last season, but oh,
Oh,
that's another thing.
we're up to 115 signups. When I was checking this
Holy
afternoon.
shit!
Yeah, so I
Really?
think we had
That's
124 last year, so
oh my
we should
god, that's
pass it.
crazy. You should see my smile. You should see the smile on my face. I hope my Rec Room character has a smile right now. That's a lot of people. Oh my god,
Yeah.
124 last year, and that was the most signups that we had because they improvised by adding more slots to Division 2. You know what I hope they do? I
Now,
talked to Horcrux. Or, no, wrong one.
I will say, they do have the rule now to where if you don't make Division 1, you have to confirm for Division 2.
Oh,
So
for
even though we have all these
the
signups,
coaches?
some may drop out in between
Oh.
in between the drafts. So we
That's
may
actually
not.
really
I
that's such a
I
good way
think
to do that as well.
it's a great idea because you get people that are really ticked off they're not in Division 1. They don't really want to play anymore. They're not going to be on the team. That's
Oh my
great for the
god,
rest of
that
the people
is
because you're not going to have as many flakes.
dude. That's so smart. I don't know why, because people just now they're just joining the league for the golden skins. Now there's that huge sponsorship program now. The
Oh my goodness,
people
it
are just
drives me
joining.
insane.
What I do kind of want to go into is the mixers because there's still 2 more left. Sadly, it took me a little bit too long to shit out the one with Antonio, so I already, one of the mixers already happened. 2 of them already happened by the time
Yep.
that first one was out. So with the mixers, if players are, they don't know who you are, but they see you as a coach and they're like, I like him. I wouldn't mind going on their team because, everyone has preference. Some people don't want to be in some people's teams. Some people, it's just preference. If someone wanted to be on your team, what's something that someone, or what are you, first of all, what are you looking at in mixers? Like, what are you, people look at top fraggers, but top fraggers don't always mean that they work with a team. Like, they don't go for the objective, obviously, if they're top fragging. But then again, you don't know that. It's just a scoreboard. So, how are you viewing people in the mixers?
I mean, I'm looking for people that catch my eye. Like, you got to get on my radar somehow if I don't know you, unfortunately, to have a chance to be drafted. And whether that's putting up a big score, or if we're playing together, is our team winning big? Is it because I'm carrying the team? Is it because you're carrying the team? Or we're working well together? Those sorts of things. If we're going against each other, those individual, one-on-one situations, are you way outclassed? You probably don't belong in Division One if you're holding your own or even just kicking my butt. Then you've caught my eye, and I'm gonna try to take a bigger look into you to try to figure out where you slot in on my ranking board.
Bingo. That you're to answer my second question is gonna be like, what would catch your eye? Obviously, shit that would catch your eye. So going back to the mixers, I don't want to ask too much about some personal questions, like who are you? I asked like Antonio, who are some like big names that you kind of just
Yeah, I
expect
wasn't
to be,
gonna
like,
give you anyone.
yeah, I know. I mean, I could say like Split Moon's obviously gonna go for a lot. Bingo.
Oh yeah,
No
absolutely.
doubt. I feel like that he's gonna be the top dog of this season. I don't know who's gonna be willing to spend that much.
I don't know. I think you might
Really?
be surprised there. Yeah.
Might
I
want
won't
your
say
thoughts.
who, but no, I'll wait. But I'll take the field on that bet.
All right. Well, you can think whatever you want to think. It's probably wrong because
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
joking.
You're just gonna spend and prove me wrong. So yeah,
I mean, am I gonna spend? I only have 60, which
that's
is
true.
another thing I wanted to talk about. Do you think that the reduction prices? Because I saw you made like a comment. You were like, 45 would have been fine for Seanio. Like, do you think that the reduction
Oh,
prices? Because I don't think that all of them are. I feel like that Antonio should go up. Razor, I feel like should have been. Sorry, Razor, but I feel like that you should have gone. He should have gone down a little bit more. But how do you feel
so
about the reduction prices?
they all should have went up. Um,
Mm.
I would have taken you to 45, Dog to 35, um, myself and Razor to 25, Burn and Sneaky to 30,
You think that
and
Razor's better
Texas
than
and
Sneaky?
Antonio to 15.
So, since you said 45, we only have 90. That's half of. So you think I'm worth half of my
Okay.
total?
Yes, absolutely. I think
You're
you're
this
still
guy?
I still think you're a top 3 player, on all active players, not just people that have signed up so far for Paintball League. And so I'm a data guy, so I've been tracking all of the
Yeah.
scoreboards. Been doing it for about a month now, in the private
Yeah.
games I've been a part of.
Yeah, I always
Um,
see you take photos, and I looked on your
well,
profile to
because
see if I could get them, and they're all private.
yeah, no, they're all private. You're not getting
Mm.
those ones. So because I had a back injury back in October, I've been not able to play. I wasn't able to play paintball for 2.5 months. So when I came back, I knew I was going to coach, but I didn't have a pulse on the league whatsoever. So I've been trying to relearn where everyone's at, because even 2.5 months doesn't sound like a long time, but in a game like this, a lot can change. People get a
Yeah.
lot better. Some people stop playing; they're not as good. So that's how I've been doing it. But back to my point was that, for the mixers, I know you don't take it seriously as you would a typical game. So I've named you Mixer Seanio, and
Mixer
Mixer
Seanio.
Seanio is the number 30 player.
Ah,
So
huh.
he's no slouch.
You have that. You have that number engraved into your head. Number.
I did.
30.
I looked
mean,
it up today for the interview.
Oh wow, he's prepared. Whoa, what? Oh, Mr. Big Guy. All right, I really like that though. That, huh? So you really do pay attention to stuff, because yeah, I don't really.
Yeah. So
Uh,
if you do great in the mixers and you got a good KD and all that, like, I'm not gonna draft you because of a scoreboard picture. What
Yeah.
it does is I'm using it to confirm what I think of you, or say maybe this doesn't line up with the data. I need to go take another look at this player.
so okay, so you're really, so in, like, I honestly did not think that you were like this prepared at all. Since you were coming in as a new one, like, I'm I'm pretty confident in my ability, like to do stuff. Like, I'm not gonna go ahead and say like what, but no, I'm kind of confident in my ability. But this is really humbling me right now, like a lot. I feel like that's that's crazy. How that's okay. Wow, you were really putting in that work. Should I? Oh Jesus Christ! Should I try more? Should I be doing this? I don't even know how
No,
you do that.
you're doing just great, Seanio. Don't put any more effort. You were
Is this the
one
po-
last
is this
year.
the
We don't want
mm,
next level Seanio this year.
dude? So I want to go all the way back to the mixers, and I want to talk about when you're looking at it. Are you looking at more of like when you're choosing people? Are you looking for like certain things? And what I mean by that is like maybe you want this player. You don't have to say anybody's names, but maybe you want this player because they do this thing really well, and then maybe you want this player because they just go for the flag, and maybe you want a teleporter just to like maybe mix up some people. Like, do you have already like a
No,
set?
no,
Mm,
I just want the best players. Um,
I mean,
and
you heard it
I
here.
think
Like,
I think talent trumps all. Um,
yeah,
and once you get together and start playing more, you kind of figure out how you need to gel together as a team to win. And I think as long as you've got really good players coming together, you're going to be successful.
yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a really good way. That's a really good thing. That's how it's a good way to think about it, I think. And yeah, in this game, skill trumps everything. Like,
Absolutely.
if you have good aim, you don't have to be good at dodging. If you just have good aim, that's it. Like Koala, he didn't have, he didn't need to dodge because his aim was so fucking good. Like in the playoffs, he won 48 in like 19, carried his team one of those to the win that they had. The reason that they won in the winners bracket was because of Koala. He just held black team in the base, could not budge. Like, and he didn't even have to dodge because they couldn't move.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, as you said, you know, but then again, on the same, step like that, uh, in the mixers, that's not, people aren't looking at the scoreboard because for the skill trump everything, the person that has the most skill most likely has the most kills. So, something else that I kind of just want players, like I asked Antonio, if you're not okay, like how is Paintball League or Rec Room Paintball League, how was it like, I guess, affected you? Like, how, in like your life, like, because Paintball Leagues have had a huge impact on me. I've met so many people, everyone I'm sitting here with, all because I played paintball. And I was like, okay, I met them through leagues. Like, I wouldn't know anybody. Like, I have, so many people that I know, and, it's just like a huge thing in my life for the past nearly 4 years that it's been. So like, how has it kind of impacted you in that same?
Oh yeah. I
Aspect?
mean, and the team camaraderie and friendships that you get from being together for 3 months working towards a common goal, it's really comparable to any real sports team you're a part of, whether that's little league baseball or high school football or whatever. um, you really bond together, and you become really good friends, and it's special.
Yeah, that's 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 exactly how I would. But that's also how like Antonio said, like, the bonds that you make, especially for the team, because it can be 4 months technically if you go far enough in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I wouldn't know
Um,
about that, but
oh come
maybe
on,
this year.
you got four, you got fourth last season. That's not that bad. Um, but yeah, it's the like connections that you make on the team. Like, I just know like from personal like experience, like the connections that I've made, I'm so close to my team still. Like so close. And, you know, not everybody still plays that's on my team, which shows that like
Yeah, I mean,
just
anytime I see one of my old teammates online that haven't played Rec Room in a while, like I'll go out and
mm,
try to get in that same lobby because I wanna relive some of those good times we had together.
yeah. That's so yeah, that's I feel like that's something in the paintball league that you are, especially in Division 1. You were like that team that you have is like that's like for a while. 'Cause, it's not even like the games are pretty frequent. You have 2 games a week for
Yep.
nearly three months for 3 months you have games, 2 games a week. Like that's just how it is. And
And
playoffs.
oh yeah,
No,
and
no.
it's 2 games a week, but it's also we're playing together, you know, just about every night. Practice, it's not like a formal practice or anything, but we're getting in private lobbies and we're teaming
Yeah.
up in publics, and we're pushing each other to get better. So you're with these people a lot.
Yeah. It's such a good experience. Like I don't know, I just like tell everyone like you should, even if you don't even have to play Paintball League for the competitive aspect. I don't think that if you're just playing it for the golden skin,
Oh yeah.
whoopee,
I mean,
people do it. It's gonna happen. But
so
the
for
connections that you
anyone who
make,
doesn't think that they're going to get into Division 1 and they're, worried about that, I'll say this. So season 4, I ended up not signing up because I didn't think that at the time my skill level was good enough. And I really regretted it. Even if, because I would have for sure gotten in Division 2 that year. I wasn't there yet to where I would have been in Division 1. And, I had to wait so many months until season 5 started that every month I was like, man, I should have joined season 4. Man, this is killing me. And it's a huge regret, and I don't think anyone that gets put into season 2, or excuse me, gets put in Division 2 and really gives it their all is going to be disappointed in the experience.
Jesus Christ, if I haven't said it enough, his answers are fucking god tier. You were the all-knowing of like Paintball League. Like I nearly started crying. Oh my god, I need tissue. Nah, actually, well, maybe. That was really nice. Jesus, yeah, just like you said, like just something that we talked about is like Paintball League, it never technically ends until you're dropped out of the playoffs because you can win the losers bracket. Teams have done it before. Like, fucking, you know, the regular season matters. It matters in the long run because then you get to decide, depending on who you're gonna go against. Like, imagine if you get third seed, and then you're like, fuck, I'm not first seed, so I'm not gonna be able to choose the maps and the sides and shit like that when I want to. Well, what if you get to the playoffs and suddenly the players that you're playing against are fourth seed? Like, you didn't even expect it. But then again, anything can happen. That's the thing.
It's true.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, anything can happen, which you can't give up. That's the thing with paintball. You can't give up. Like, you should always be pushing yourself. Especially if you're in a capture the flag game, you can capture a flag on any map. I think it's like 20 seconds or something, 30 seconds. Like, from one side to the other, 100%. You can get from one side to the other in like 20 to 30 seconds. No matter
yeah,
the
I mean,
locomotive.
You look at the pink black game last year that we both played in, and
Oh my god, that was terrifying.
we lost by 2 points. We were 2 points away from beating it, and you ask anyone on pink team, we all believe if we'd won that, we would have won the whole league. We thought we matched up terrifically against white because it's Quarry, that's our map, and then we'd beaten orange twice in the regular season. So we were extremely confident that we would have beaten them as well. So
It was. I have to say,
anyone can win. And,
anybody can win
confident
anything.
as confident as we were, we almost lost the first round to Purple, who was the 8th seed.
Yeah.
They gave us everything we could handle. So it's wide open. You don't ever quit until you're knocked out.
Exactly. Like you can't stop. It's literally like I love just emphasizing that because like you just gotta keep going. You can lose. Anybody's gonna lose. There has been.
Oh yeah, 7 teams are gonna lose.
Yeah, like it's well. First of all, 7 teams are gonna lose, but at least 4 teams are gonna lose every single game during the regular season. At least 4, like, and then it just goes on and on. But like and even the highest skilled teams ever, even the highest skilled team I think ever made, season 5, Teal. That team, oh my god, their skill. My team, we tied them on team battle, 96 to 96. Like
Yep, I
my
remember that.
team, like, and I think that's actually I think it's either the or one of the only ties in like Paintball League history in team battle. because a lot of the 1 through 3 seasons, like there's not much, you can't really find records on that. But besides that, it's really just like, but this the anything can happen. I think we were like the third top team. We weren't even first, and that team is the best team to ever happen. And my team, we weren't even crazy. Like we weren't even that good of a team, but we just kept going. Like we just didn't stop. Like anybody can win. You can win against anyone, especially capture the flag.
It's like football any given Sunday. Even anyone can beat anyone. In any one game. That's the great thing. This isn't a best of 7 series like an NBA playoff game or something. It's a single game during the regular season, and anything can happen there. Even the playoffs, it's a best of 3. A lot of wonky stuff can happen, and
playoffs, it's best of 1. Like you win one game against a team that's not expecting it. You got in. Like I think that the pink versus black, that reference right there is so good. Like because I can give my point of view. You can also give your guys' point of view. Our point of view, that first game, not expecting it. It blew us out of the water. We like shit-faced ourselves. We were like, what just happened? And we lost by like 20 or something.
Top Hat saved your season. Because we were feeding on
random grenade
like crazy that first game.
Oh my god.
And if he had stayed in the second one, we would have won probably bigger.
I actually kind of
really
feel
feeling
bad for
it.
We like yelled. We were like, get out!
Adoption
we
is worlds better now. But this is a year ago. So let me just preface that. We're not trying to say Adoption's a bad player, because he's gonna do great.
No. But and I am keeping this in, by the way. You guys are gonna see this. I am, because this is like really good stuff that I feel people should hear about. And like, after that game, we were like, okay, we were going nuts. You didn't see. You guys were really calm. You guys are like GG. And I remember I was yelling. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because we
like
did
I said,
not expect to lose
we
that.
were expecting to win that series. We were extremely confident.
The thing is that we had confidence, but you guys played so well. Oh my god. Like you guys played
in hindsight, we over-prepared on red side, which is what we played the first game. And I don't think we prepared enough on blue because we figured it was the easier side. So we didn't necessarily play as well on that side. In hindsight, I think we should have picked red
well
to go again.
We just got lucky. A random grenade killing 2 people at the end against 190.
Yeah, absolutely. We had position right at the end, and it was tied. I think it was 96-96. We had 2 players up there, and we had one over there.
I rewatched the stream. You guys were ahead of us. It was like 94-96. And then
it was extremely close.
It was terrible. Oh my god, dude, that gave me so much. And the thing is, I unplugged. I like stepped on my headset right at the end. I was right over there, and I was fighting Kahids, and I killed him. And I thought I got shot, and I unplugged my headset, like I stepped on it, and I was going crazy, and I was like shivering, like opening my watch to see if we won or not, because I didn't hear it. It just said game over. And I was under the scoreboard, I couldn't check it, and I remember I yelled so loud when we won. I was like, and then after that, I got all of my, I feel like maybe you guys kind of lost confidence, or something like that, because then we ended up winning, like,
we got spawn camped. We got spawn camped early, so we fell behind, and we could never get out of that
at the start of the game.
That's what happened. Yeah.
But then again, you never know.
No, you don't.
Exactly.
But coming back from down 20 is...
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That game was, I've been playing for 3 seasons. I've played well over like at least 50, maybe 50, 60 league games.
We lost,
the
and it was the best series I've ever played. Best 2 games. I'll even throw the third. Well, yeah, I'll throw the third one. It's probably best 3 games I've ever played.
That was the best playoff games I've ever played.
I was legitimately paintball depressed for a week afterwards, because I didn't even want to play the game. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to think about it. I was like, man, we should have won. But now I look back at it, and I'm like, that was a ton of fun, and I'm so glad it was part of that, and it happened. Wish we won, but I don't regret playing in it even if we lost.
I'll link the stream of the game, because it's saved on YouTube. I'll link the stream of the game that we played, because I suggest 100% watching that. That game is beyond, oh, it's amazing. Um, that's probably one of the best, if not the best, playoff, games I've played. Jeez, that just spiked my adrenaline a lot. What I wanted to do is I wanted to ask you, just your predictions now, so that then we can compare them. So, floor is yours.
Um, team's gonna win. We're gonna take the top spot.
I mean, yeah. How much do you think the morale of a team matters? Like, everyone cheering each other up, everyone being like, dude, it's okay, we'll get him next time. Like, how do you feel? Because for me, that's a huge thing. That's one of the biggest things. Like, if you have confidence, you have that high morale. Like, you're like, that's like 50% of winning. The other 50% is just a game.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Because
how do you think about it?
there's a ton of adversity that happens during the season. No one wins every game. So week to week, you know, you're going to be losing games. You've got to be able to pick yourself back up. You've got to be able to pick your teammates back up, because not only is your team going to lose, you're going to have bad games. Most players, they're going to have a game where they go, minus 10. You've got to be able to shake that off and get to the next week, and you've got to help your teammates do the same. And if you don't have that good relationship with your team, and it turns toxic on the other side, that can blow an entire season up, and you're gonna have just an awful time.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened hardly ever. I ask a lot of people as the season starts coming up, are you gonna play this year? And we have a lot of turnover in this league, and there's a lot of reason for that. One of the reasons is 100% not because they had a bad time. I've asked that question to probably 50 to 100 people, and only one person has ever said, I really didn't have a good time, and
I don't even think it's because of their team. I think it's, if somebody didn't have a good time, it's probably because they felt like that their team should have been like, maybe they were getting spawn camped or something like that, and they were like they didn't enjoy it. But doesn't mean that, like, players, like, I don't feel anybody that has, maybe, there's probably those few exceptions that have played and been like, I had a very bad experience with these players and it just made the entire thing like a shit show. But even then, fine, you don't like one person, that's fine.
Yeah, you're going to play with totally different people the following year.
You play, first of all, you play with a team of players, and then, if that one player, you play four different teams a month. So let's say you play that one team at the start, that's your first game, then you play three teams, you don't play them for the rest, basically you don't play them until the end of the next month. Like, that's, like, you literally only play teams 2 to 3 times. You don't play teams. Actually, I don't think it's an equal amount. No,
yeah, you get exposed to a lot of players even outside of your team, because, like you said, you're going to get a chance to play against just about everyone in your division.
You will,
and you're going to be playing private games with them as well, because everyone's trying to get better through the season, and they do. No one is going to be a worse paintball player at the end of the year than at the beginning. The skill level always rises every year, and that really grows the game as well, which is really cool.
Oh, this brought me to another question that I kind of wanted to ask, and I forgot about it. How relative do you think the skill gap is? Because I actually think that there isn't as many top tier good players. Like last season, I feel like that there was a lot of good players that, like, you could get a good player kind of unknown. Like, you could kind of get that player unknown because there were so many good players. This season, I feel all the good players are already known for being good. Like, the good players are like, oh yeah, like that player. Oh, of course I know that player. Like, they're a really good player. Like, I feel like it's gonna be harder to get some of those top players because I feel that the gap is. I don't feel like there's really a middle ground for a gap this year. Like a middle ground, kind of like there's really good.
What do you?
It's good.
What kind of range are you looking at as top and middle? Are you looking at top like 10 players? Are you looking at top 20? Are you looking at the top?
Like, I'm saying, like, I would say, like, I just don't feel that there are as many like I feel like it's much harder to get a player that is like probably like top 15 player. Top if not well, you probably get a top 20. No. Like even like a top 20 player, I feel like everyone's going to know who they are if they're a top 20 player. Like
Absolutely.
I just yeah. And I
Yeah,
feel last season like
that's definitely a thing this year. Is there's not a lot of unknown players. Like last year, I'd say like Richard and Trip
mm,
and
Richard, one for
um,
8. Richard, one for like 16
yeah,
or Trip, one for 16. And now look at them this season, top tier players.
absolutely. I mean, there were several players like that last year, and this year I don't know if that'll necessarily happen. Um, at least it's not going to really shock, or it will shock people if it does.
Yeah. So last thing is that I wanted to talk about is closing remarks. You talk to the players, so just you talk to them. You tell them like just some end stuff that you feel is like really that they should maybe look forward to, stuff that they should be like going into the season knowing. Just like you talk to players. I'm not gonna tell you anything. Just like the floor is yours. Just like you go.
All right, sign up because you're not going to regret it. You're going to have a really good time. Um, Division One, it is highly competitive this year to get in. If you don't make it, going to Division Two is not going to be a cakewalk like you think. There's going to be a lot of really good players there. You're going to have really good competition. You're going to have really good teammates, and I guarantee you'll have just as much fun Division Two as you will Division One.
Bingo. That is. All right, I'm back.
He's back.
I-
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. I crashed. Weird rec room glitch. See, I wasn't even doing anything. I crashed. Game.
Classic
So,
record.
yeah. Hitboxes. Please fix them, please. So I wanted to thank you for coming out. You know, you
Thank
don't
you for
have
having me.
to. Oh, no, thank you for coming. So, yeah, if there's any other coaches that want to contact me first, my Discord will probably be at the end. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you again, Defeats, for coming. Thank you, Dizzy and Derp, for helping me out with this. And I'll see you in the next one. No way, I just crashed. Oh,
You sure did.
I'll,
Good, good.
Yep,
Aw.
you crashed.